questions are surfacing after the latest audit report from Virginia Beach. This one is all about the city's Oyster Heritage Fund.
The problem isn't a lack of money, but rather a lack of planning, according to the auditor. Apparently one never existed for the program. So where is the money gone? Jason Marks has this story you'll see only on 10.
Anita, city officials tell me they know exactly where the money is. The auditor says the issue is that city council thought when they spent more than $600,000 on a plan that isn't there, they thought they were paying for more than what they're getting.
A new shipment of oyster shells is delivered to the Virginia Beach City dump. It's part of a program to keep the Lynn Haven River and its oyster population healthy. The city says the shells should be redistributed back into the river, but the auditor says they've been collecting dust here for 6 years.
There is no plan that exists.
It's called the Oyster Heritage Program. Every year since 2002, the city has given the nonprofit group Lynn Haven River Now $30,000 to pick up the shells, educate watermen and restaurants, and put the shells back. The auditor says council was under the impression that all three were happening.
There could be some misperception that the funds that are being appropriated are going to be utilized for something that it's not actually being utilized for, which is putting the oysters directly back into the Lynn Haven.
So what happened? Why is there no plan to show what is actually taking place?
At an early glance, it looks like some internal controls were not in place adequately.
The city manager's office is trying now to figure out why the plan was never put on paper and why a pile of shells is growing.
First thing you got to do is figure out what's real, what's not, what kind of controls are in place or not in place. So we're working through that process.
Lynn Haven River Now says there are reasons why the pile hasn't moved in 6 years. That's the last time they built an oyster sanctuary. They say it takes time to accumulate enough shells to do a sanctuary, and they plan to use all these shells next spring. The process of getting all the permits is happening now.
And Lynn Haven River Now says that permitting process is very long, and you can't just go out and sprinkle a few shells on the river. You need lots of shells to be able to create an oyster bed about an acre long. They tell me that they are planning it in place. The city, though, wants to see those plans in writing. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.